everybody can see. This is. And, I'll make a gauge. It's really well and sit in the ground. But, long story short, somebody contacted me to make a 4-wheel trailer. The front end steers the lead. This trailer, this super pole, Dave will sit on. You can roll around Mardi Gras like a stem. Pulling it with a trike. Go growth in the back of it. So, I try to make a video on it, see how it goes. What I've got to do here is basically creating kind of like the front end of the cargo bike here, but I'm doing two of these splines here, and they're going to be at a more severe angle. The spline will actually be picked up more so that it'll be closer to the tire, and I'll be able to drop the center of gravity a lot lower on this trailer here. And so I'm going to create not necessarily the deck, but you see the middle piece of plane that comes right across into here into there. And create 2 of those, just connect, and make some drag wheels in the back, like a front wheel drive. Now it's cut, clean, sanded, and ready for mock-up. I still have to do it to this other frame here. Well, due to some charging issues, we skipped a couple steps. So I had trimmed up my stuff and had it cleaned up for the mocking, and I got the mocking done. So cut my little mouth and my pipe to fit up into the headset really nice and snug all the way around. So it's like a good tight weld, it'll be real strong. And then this time, unlike the cargo bike, I made sure that there was just enough clearance for the tire to squeeze in between there. So in order for it to, well, basically so the trailer won't be all elongated as much. I guess that is definitely a word, but who cares about how it's used right. Yeah, I didn't want the trailer to be too long, so I kind of squished things up a little bit this time, but I still at the same time kept a little bit of a rake on the headset, so it created some stability. And I just made my first 3 tacks on the spline here. So the stage, the most part, the part of the stage from here to here is going to sit and fit right in between there to there. So stay tuned for the next cutscene. And we're off to a pretty good start to half of my trailer I'm building to support this. Obviously, I see an eventual weight issue and a stress point here, so I will be making a bit of a arced brace to support that, to help take the strain off and allow it to flex some without it giving. I'm not too worried about the 2-inch pipe. I might make a little bit of a sleeve to go around that joint there. I'm not sure. I definitely will have fun when I make my other side, copying this tire clearance right here. Like I said before in another clip, going for trying to make it as short as possible. So what I actually have now is a bike trailer, or half of a bike trailer, that'll carry this thing level. I've tried to talk the gentleman into going and picking up some scissor jacks from the junkyard, so that way if he stops on unlevel ground, he can crank it up and make it level. So, keep you up on the progress. I'm having so much fun, I forgot to record anything. So, here's the spline you should have already seen that I've done. This is going to be the matching, this is the other side of the trailer, where I connect them with the cross beams. And you see, I just got it tacked, fit the correct angle, have that little perfect little gap in between the tires so they keep the trailer short like I like. And once I weld that around, all I've got to do is put in the rear fork, lock in the tire, and unplug myself. Mock up the tire, make sure everything sits exactly the same way that the other one does, and then I'll be able to get a vertical on them, try to put a cross brace in there. So we'll see how it goes. So far, this is the other side, so I'll start making a little bit more sense to y'all. Front end's going to steer. Alright, so I got the second spline done. So I got my wheels mocked into place. Whenever I actually put it together, I'm going to take the tires off the rim, so that the rims themselves is what it gets level to, and that way the size of the tire doesn't affect the level. So, even though the front tires are going to have to be pretty slim tire, as well as part of the rear, but I believe the weight will be distributed enough. So I got my two splines. So now all I got to do is measure the width, line them up, and get some cross beams from one side to the other welded in, so these things are straight with themselves and vertical. And then I can work on the fun stuff, like the steering. Not very far away from being done. I'm thinking I'm going to add some brakes to this thing, so we won't solely depend on the brakes of the trike. Most trikes only come with one brake. You need to cut one pipe to fit another pipe. So basically what I do is take a piece of paper, wrap it around my measurement. As long as the paper are exactly lined up, we go all the way around square, mark to mark, and then take your cutoff from another piece of pipe. Have a center mark on it, place it down on top of there, trace around it, cut and grind it out, you got your hole. Well, I know it took me long enough, but I've got my two main cross pieces here, and you see I got my two spines lined up side by side. I'm about to get the ratchet straps, strap them together so I can square them and perpendicular and level. So we'll see how that turns out here in a minute. Before I weld, I'll show you the set. Okay, so I got my main part of my frame done, which is basically just a big 4x4 square with two front wheels that are coasters, roll forks and head tubes that act as front steering casters, and then the two follow wheels in the back. The concept here, considering that the forks, we all know they're just kid bike forks and not very tough. So the concept here is either going to use the small tubing or we're going to use this angle iron to make a piece, follow the fork along here, hit the angle, and go straight into this pipe somewhat in order to help keep it from bending at that point, give it a stiff back. I've got this, I believe it's 3/4 inch square tubing here. Whenever I make the front end steering, I put the tube in, this is going to be kind of floating out here in front of it, so whenever the lead gets pulled that way, it moves that way and turns the wheel. Pulls this way, turns the wheel that way. So, coming together, still got some cleanup to do. I got to flip it over once I get all this done and get all the welds across the bottom. But pretty soon we ought to be having us a trailer that's not larger than life, because there's already one of those big ass trailers in existence. But we're gonna have a trailer with a pole on it. Get some hoochies. Ooh, hoochies. Ooh, ooh. Sorry. Alright, so you see I got this brace and that brace in, and that's pretty much all I'm going to do to help hold the corner square. There is going to be another one of these cross beams right here. It's going to be going in between the two head tubes, and I'll probably have braces there as well, just to guarantee they stay square and it's strong. Other than that, after that's done, I'll get started with the steering. So all my braces are in, cleaned up, got the wheels off this time. It's nice, pretty, and flat. Got this cross beam in here now. It is a bit bent, but recycled metal, what can you do? So my next step after I get this finished welded in, flip over the frame, finish all my welding there, clean it up, and then I'll put in my pieces in here where the stems usually go and create the basis for my steering. And I'll probably be at a standstill until I get the actual bike that'll be pulling this here. So I decided last night, this morning, put some braces in on this top square piece of frame. This frame is strong as shit, really sturdy, but just for peace of mind, I decided to do it. So next we get to the fun stuff, something I actually like to do, and we're going to figure out the steering. I know I always do this. I get crunched for time, and I don't make all the small little videos in between things. So I'll just go through and describe what I did. As you can see, I made a pull lead here off the top of the center pole, and it basically helps steers to the right or to the left, depending on which way the trike's pulling, as well as put a little light tie rod in, kind of ball joint hitch on there. Originally, I just had this little stubby piece welded directly to this part of frame here, but my two tires would end up touching on a sharp turn. Now it just kind of gives it the ability to turn further than it needs to, so I'm thinking about maybe restricting that from happening. I'm going to talk to the client, see what he thinks. So I got it steers, it rolls. I still have to do my reinforcing angle iron underneath the rear forks here in order to give that some strength. I've got to clean up and weld in this mount better up here in the front. I only have this weld and that weld, or this weld here and this weld here touching and actually doing anything. The rest of them are pretty welded up, and I got a lot of cleanup to do. Like I said, it pulls and rides pretty good. See if I can get my lovely assistant to videotape me doing some of this.